In the same vein of the series that I just did on your genes and the genes expression, let's talk about babies, infants, and what happens inside the womb. And this isn't just for parents, this is for everybody. So if you watch the part 3 of that series about epigenetics and your genes expressing, I talk about how the blood is essentially this environment in which your cells start to communicate with your brain, right? The brain sends out neurological signals to produce certain hormones that then come through the blood system, the circulatory system. Then all of the cells that are there are informed by the environment of the blood. Now, what does this have to do with when you are pregnant or you're the fetus? At some point, you were the fetus. The environment that you begin to grow in informed your cells' expression, your DNA expression. So we talk a lot about like prenatal care and how important it is to take vitamins and all those things. And all of those things are important because, again, the child is fed from the mother and everything that she eats, the baby consumes. We all know this. However, the environment not only around her, but within her, which is stimulated by those around you, the people that you interact with, all of the thoughts that you have, the blood within the mother heavily influences the child and the fetus. Now, there's lots of work that people do about rebirthing and different things like that. In fact, it's one of the things that as a parent I looked into when I saw some of the things and the behaviors of my children, and I'm like, okay, how did this come to be, being they grew up in the same household? And if you ever notice that your two kids are very, very different, some of it is personality and some of it is the environment in which they grew up in. Which means that birth order matters, because your first child that maybe was a surprise, or you were like, I wasn't planning on it, something like that. Maybe you had just gotten married and you wanted to wait longer. Maybe your first child was one that you had really waited for a long time. You were really, really happy. All of those things influence the blood, the environment that the fetus is interacting with. All of the emotions that are felt within the mother and are also perceived by the fetus, again, things that are going around, they're picking up on vibrations, sounds, lights, all of those things, even inside of the womb. I believe it's Sondra Ray, Sondra, I think is how you spell her name. She does a lot of work around rebirthing and understanding what's going on within inside of the womb energetically, and how that actually manifests when you are birthed and become an adult. And this isn't all put on the mothers. This has to do with how she interacts with the world around her too. So this is important with those around you, really putting yourself in this environment where you feel loved and supported. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.